back for it.
Thank you. I've just used up all your Kleenex. I've been crying about that.
Is that bad, is it?
Yeah. No. It's so moving. I just wrote a note down here, and this isn't between you and me. This is for everyone.
Who's the note to?
Well, it's not to anyone.
Oh,
yeah.
it's just a note.
Let me tell you the note.
Can you give us a note, please?
Does he do anything?
No, he doesn't do much.
No, he doesn't say much.
He doesn't say much. He can't talk.
But he's got a lovely head of hair. Anyway, we won't get into that. You ask how long I'll love you, I'll tell you true, until the 12th of never, I'll still be loving you. Isn't that the most perfect sentiment from you to your fans and from them to you?
In fact, most of these love songs, you can either sing them to crowds of people or to an individual. You can sing about a country and love it. So, yeah, you're right. I never thought of that. I did do a song which I'm not doing tonight, though. I did. A friend of mine wrote this song for me, and it was called Golden. The sentiment was that through all the years, they have been golden.
Talking about golden, and I want to take you back to your early days. But there was a lady who was outside. She accosted me. She's 113. She's been listening to you since she was 13. No, I want to do a shout out. That's something they say in America. I can't remember if we do that in England. But you have a fan club over here, and you have somebody that really does a brilliant job. Her name is Danielle Barbie. Where is she?
Stand up. Actually know who I am here in the States, but I've often felt that there are these tiny little lights all over America of enlightened people. So Daniel, thanks for lighting the tapers.
Have you actually ever said to anyone stand up and they were actually standing up? Maybe not. No. Did you, let's go back to your early days, if you can go back that far. Did you resent being called a crude exhibitionist?
I couldn't understand it at first, but you see, I think the press everywhere, they're not that creative really. Elvis had happened in America, and he was a phenomenon all around the world, and they wanted to label somebody as, I often got called the Elvis Presley of England. And there's no way, no one will ever be there'll never be another Elvis. But they wanted to do that, so one of the things they did was say, okay, there's Cliff Richard, he's got the same kind of career starting, and they wanted to label me as crude and an exhibitionist, and basically it's true.
I was thinking that you were pretty crude and an exhibitionist, but you did that wonderful thing with your lip that I recently heard you say that you can't do anymore.
I don't have the lip. No, as the age is not a great thing, really.
Did anyone?
I'm happy that just the lip went. But Elvis had that great sort of...
So, think back. Do you remember the day your life changed overnight and you could no longer nip into a fish and chip shop, if you ever did in the past, because you were going to get swamped?
Yeah, I did go to fish and chip shops. Well, the day that... In actual fact, I can trace what began the change, that made the change, really. My friends and I were walking about in a place called Waltham Cross in Hertfordshire, and this guy pulled up. It was one of those French Citroën cars, like smooth, like spacecraft. It pulled up. The guy went out, obviously to buy a newspaper or cigarettes or something, and the window was down. We were looking at the car, saying, "Oh, one day I'm going to have one of these. Let's do this." And the radio was on, and we heard, "Since my baby left, found a new place." Well, that's what changed everything. We could not believe what we were hearing. You know, prior to that, there'd been wonderful singers, Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra, too, all wonderful singers. Yeah. But suddenly this kind of animal feeling came out, and that's what changed everything, because that encouraged thousands of us, you know, people in our late teens, inspired us to attempt to be like that. And just a few of us got lucky. And I say lucky because there were lots, as always, there's always great singers around. If you can actually find your way through it, it's a miracle. Well, it's a miracle I'm still here.
Wait, no, you said that to me before. A lot of people that have heard our chats. I don't think it's luck. I think talent had a little bit to do with it. So, so look. And you once said, you know, I can't say that, but you can. So I did, and I've said it again. So, but the thing is, Elvis inspired you, and back in those days, we didn't have computers. It was all down to old-fashioned recording equipment, the ability to play a guitar, the ability to sing. Really, in those days, it was all down to talent, whereas today you can sort of superimpose things with computers, can't you?
Yes, it doesn't take the talent away, though. You know, you still have to have the idea of how to use that technology, and that's quite an art in itself. But yeah, it was a bit more basic. When I did the Fabulous Rock and Roll Songbook, I wrote on the sleeve notes that I felt as though it was the 50s. I was with the Shadows at Abbey Road Studio 2, but it wasn't. I was in Blackbird Studio with a brand new band of musicians, but we were singing and playing live. That's what's changed. And nowadays music is still good, but quite often it's very, it's fake music, you know, it's electronic basses and electronic keyboards and stuff. It's getting to be fewer and fewer real musicians that actually play. And I kind of miss that, and now I don't miss it, because some of you have seen the tour we've just done. I always surround myself with gifted and talented friends, and two of them are here tonight. They can sing, they can play. Keith's not a great dancer, but you know, it's one of those things, and so it's the live element that's changed. And quite often when you go and see a show, even Michael Jackson, for instance, he was really, when he went on tour, he was really dancing. He wasn't really singing. You couldn't, I mean, what he did was so physically impossible for people like me. You could never do what he did and sing at the same time. So I'm quite happy to go and see someone pantomime, but he's offering me something that I won't see anywhere else. He was in a way like Elvis. Elvis was completely different. Michael was completely different. His approach to performance was phenomenal. But again, I like the liveness of going on to do a stage show, where you can make a mistake maybe and get over it and fake it and get back on the right track again. But there's something about hearing a drummer do a drum thing, a fill. Will he make it? Bam! Yes, he made it. So there's something about liveness that I still like.
You actually told me that you taught Michael Jackson those steps.
I tell that to everybody because I know they don't believe it.
And you mentioned a group just now, the Shadows. Whatever happened to them? Did they make
They're still around, but they're not the Shadows. They don't actually exist as a band anymore. They are individual players. Brian Bennett still plays drums. He writes theme music for TV shows. Had a couple of awards given to him for his his writing. Hank is still performing. I believe he's in England at the moment. Actually, an album I always recommend. I know it didn't sell well, but Hank did an album called Django's Castle. You got to YouTube it or something. You'd think that he had been playing jazz forever. It's the most fantastic technique. I was so proud of this guy that I found as a guitarist for me now plays this jazz music. But on the new album, of course, he's gone back to, he plays all the big hits, and that wonderful Hank Marvin sound comes out. It's really nice.
Do you think if it wasn't for Elvis Presley, you would have created some kind of sound that would have taken your career to the level that it's enjoyed?
I don't think I would have done that. I don't think I could have done that. And I don't think it could have happened anywhere but from America. There's something about the background, the society in America. I know it's not a very old country, but the history that's taken place in the 250 or 300. How old is America? I mean, whatever it is, it's not. You know, when Americans come to England and they see a a church, and it was built in 1400 or something. They actually almost fall over with surprise. But whatever it is, there was something about what you all went through in the States that got this happening. I don't think it could have happened anywhere else. The fact that the rest of us could latch on and go, oh, that's fantastic, yeah, I can do that. But it's always going to be, as I said before, it's American born. And I don't think I could have done it. I think if anybody else, if there had been no Elvis, there would have been somebody else, but he'd have been American. Or she.
I think you'd have still got there, but you may have created the sound, and Elvis may have copied you eventually.
Elvis knew all about me. I talked to Priscilla Presley. I'm going to tell you something now that may or may not happen, but it could.
Elvis is going to come back and sing a duet.
No, and I'm not engaged to Priscilla. Well, we're kind of close, you're close. I've had a dream for a long time of doing an album with Elvis. You know, Natalie Cole sang with her dad 20 years after he died, and they just technique, you can take the voice off the old record and you can sing with it. And I talked to Priscilla Presley about it. She said, well, if it was up to me, she said, I'd say yes. But she said, Sony owned the total rights for all of Elvis's music. And so she said, I don't think they'll let you do an album, but they might let you do a track. Anyway, my office has been in touch with them, and they have said, okay, you can do the track. And that's what I'm saying. You've got to remember, if I make a track and they don't like it, it won't come out. So I still don't know whether it'll actually be released, but I'm going to try and sing Blue Suede Shoes with you.
I know this will disappoint you. I know you wanted to sing a duet with me tonight, Blue Suede Shoes. But you are going to do a bit more singing now.
Yeah.
So I'll be back in a minute, and you do what you do.
Okay. Yeah. And if you don't want to come back, don't worry. Well, you know, feels like, I always like being interviewed by him. It's interesting. I'm quite sure where he's going to go. Okay, oh, Simon, is the capo there? Can I have the capo? I've often said that if there'd been no Elvis, there'd be no me.
No, yes, there would. So wrong.
One of my biggest thrills was that early in my career, and Elvis and I and Shadows, we were all on the charts all at the same time. And I woke up one morning and the New Musical Express, a British version of Cashbox or something like that, and it had a headline in it, and it said, Elvis and Cliff. Elvis and Cliff. I went out in the charts, and it was fantastic. Of course we were competitors, all the time. And all of us who record are competing to be at that #1 slot. Sometimes you make it, sometimes you don't. Many times you don't. But it was an incredible piece of competitive work we went through. But the thing that disturbs me slightly is that, you know, when Elvis, here we were, all trying to sell more records than everybody else. After Elvis died, he sold more records than when he was alive. And I'm not that competitive. It's a tribute to Elvis. Well, bless my soul, what's so wrong with me? Itching like a man on a fuzzy tree. First thing I'm acting just as wild as a bug. I'm in love. I'm all shook up. What's that? Yeah. My hands are shaking, my knees are weak. Can't seem to stand on my own 2 feet. Who do you think of when you have such luck? I'm in love. I'm all shook up. Yeah. Well, please don't ask me what's on my mind. I'm just a little mixed up, but I'm feeling fine. Met a girl that I love best. My heart beats so it scares me to death. When she touched my hand, I'm on a chill like her lips are like a volcano that's hot. I'm proud to say she's my buttercup. I'm in love. I'm all shook up, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, please don't ask me what's on my mind. I'm just a little mixed up, but I'm feeling fine. Met a girl I love best. My heart beats so well it scares me to death. When she touched my hand upon a chill I got. Her lips are like a volcano that's hot. I'm proud to say she's my buttercup. I'm in love. I'm all shook up, yeah, 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 I'm all shook up. I was very lucky at the beginning of my career. I made a record called Schoolboy Crush. It was a hit in the States at the time by Bobby Helms. And my producer, Laurie Paramwood, found it, thought I could sing it, I did. And this is where the luck comes in. A friend of mine, Ian Sambon, who had just joined the band as an amateur, we were all amateurs, wrote this song. And it was going to be what we called in those days the B-side, the flip side of the record. And a TV show was being done, and a man called Jack Good had created this TV show called Oh Boy. And EMI wanted me to be on the show. Jack said, no way at all, unless he sings the B-side. And that's how I got lucky, because my first record turned out to be an original song, and not a cover. I could have been a cover artist, which is not that creative, I suppose. But this is the song that I recorded when I was 17 years old. 4 or 5 years ago, no? It's called Move It. Come on, move it, baby, let's move it and move it. Shake, baby, please don't lose it. This rhythm that gets into your heart and soul. Well, let me tell you, people, it's called rock and roll. You say it's gonna die, but honey, please, let's face it. They just don't know what's going to replace it. Ballads and calypso have got nothing on. Real country music that just drives along. Hallelujah.
Don't say anything. Don't talk.
Please don't lose it. It's all over town, there's a brand new beat, and it's hanging in the air like a Mississippi heat. We got fireflies in the night and bullfrogs again. Here comes the train and boy, she's smoking. We'll head it out from New Orleans, clear to LA. You better get ready, it's a brand new day. Honey, move it. Well, ballads and calypsos have got nothing on. Real country music that just drives along. Honey, move it. Honey, move it. Yeah, I'm moving. The problem is, they're faded. Got myself crying, talking, sleeping, walking, living, best to please her, just cause she's a living doll. Got her roving eye, and that is why she satisfies my soul. Got the one and only walking, talking, living doll. So take a look at her hair, it's real, and if you don't believe what I say, just feel. Gonna lock her up and try, so no big heart can steal her away from me. Got myself crying, talking, sleeping, walking, living doll. Got to do my best to please her, just cause she's a living doll. Got a roving eye, and that is why she satisfies my soul. Got the one and only walking, talking, living doll. Thank you so much. Something did happen that I was very proud of, and it's been done a few times, but I didn't think I'd ever do this. I actually had 2 consecutive #1s in Britain. That one, Living Doll, and the follow-up was also a #1. And before I go on, Living Doll is one of the... I don't know whether Phil's going to go into this in the next time it comes on, but nowadays the young artists that come, I don't think they're supported in the way that we were. My first record, Move It, didn't make #1, it went to 2. And then the next one was 5. Next one was 7, then there was a 19. You've noticed then came Living Doll. And I feel sometimes so sorry for these bands because they make a #1 hit record. If the next record doesn't make it, sometimes they're not even re-signed. It's not a failure to be #2, not at all. So anyway, I did Living Doll, and this was the follow-up. Bags and baggage to slow me down. Well, I'm traveling so fast, my feet ain't touching the ground. Traveling light, traveling light. Well, I just can't wait to be with my baby tonight. I got no comb and no toothbrush, got nothing to hold. I'm carrying only a pocket full of dreams, a heart full of love. They weigh nothing at all. Soon I'm gonna see that love in her eyes. When I hoot and holler away from paradise. Traveling light, traveling light. Well, I just can't wait to be with my baby tonight. I got no comb and no toothbrush, got nothing at all. I'm carrying on